year celebrating 50 years of hip hop, nowhere in the celebration, nowhere in it has been any mention, any acknowledgement of video models. I mean, it is mind-blowing how intentional it seems to leave us out. You know, and I speak for all of us because, you know, it's a huge platform, and I know a lot of them feel this way, that we have been, you know, left out of any acknowledgement other than that event that I went to that was put on by a young woman. What are you doing?
Flip is losing his shit over there.
You good?
He almost fell out the chair a minute ago.
Please tell me why that's funny.
Oh shit! What? That wasn't enough that girl put that shit together? Come on, man, stop, man. Video models, come on, man, stop, please.
Wow.
No, stop. Stop, yeah, stop.
Case in point as to why
I love you, but come on.
No, case
you
in point.
Melyssa J4, nigga, you popping. Video models. Now, hey, we're going to acknowledge Buffy and Melissa Ford, and they get an award for looking good in the video. No, nigga, that don't contribute. What does that contribute?
What fucking
it helped y'all too.
Slow the fuck down. Slow down.
I couldn't disagree more.
Slow down.
Man, I will bomb on y'all niggas, man.
Slow down.
What?
Calm down and slow.
Don't take up for them bitches.
No.
Don't take up for them. Because you're not cool with half of them. Don't take up for them. I only fuck with you.
First of all,
I only fuck with you.
First of all, calm the fuck down. No.
Why you stepping on?
Stop calling them number one. Stop calling them number one. Number two, I don't have to like somebody for me to acknowledge what their contribution is. That's number fucking two. Number fucking three, we weren't just in music videos. We sold millions of fucking magazines. We kept motherfuckers' hopes up in fucking jails across the fucking country, across oceans, fucking fighting wars. You need to slow your fucking roll and pay us some fucking respect.
No.
This industry has not paid us any respect, not from day fucking one. They've used, abused.
How about I pay you respect because you're an intelligent woman that I get along with?
And listen,
so you want me to identify you as a video model?
I appreciate that. It's a part of my...
Would you like me to identify you?
This is,
yes
listen,
or no?
This is not black and white.
Would you like me to...
This is not black and white.
Would you like me to identify you as a video model, yes or no?
Because it's a part of my career.
So please don't ever complain about anybody identifying you as a video model and not acknowledging how smart you are.
What does that have to do with the fucking price of rice in China?
I look at you as a smart woman.
Stop yelling.
Salute. No, you yelling. You're yelling.
I'm yelling over you.
And I'm going to yell back.
I'm yelling over you.
You're yelling and I'm going to yell back. Camera on me. Anybody gets yelled at when they yell at me. On me.
That you have to do.
Him.
Let him do it by himself. And then I couldn't agree more with what Melyssa said.
Oh, yell at me, man.
I agree with Melissa on this one, too.
Yeah.
Shout out to the video vixens. Is that an inappropriate term to say?
You can say video vixen, you can say video model. It's up to the individual how she responds. But the fact of the matter is that I carry no shame. I carry immense pride as to the torch that I hold. The part of my it started my career. Mm-hmm. I did an honest day's work for an honest day's pay, like the majority of video models did. Mm-hmm. So the fact that we are regularly disparaged or are not acknowledged is shameful. So that's basically, that was my docket entry.
I'm not sure that engineers have been properly...
I agree with that too.
That's my only thing with that. It's not, you said it feels like...
intentional.
Intentional. Like they have left a lot of people out.
That's true.
Like a lot, men. They've left a lot of just important people out of.
Give me an example of who you feel like they've left out.
Engineers, graffiti artists, break dancers.
I agree.
All of that is hip hop.
And I 1000% agree with you. I went on all of it.
There's been no representation of Atlanta's lineage in hip hop.
Agreed.
In any of this.
Agreed.
There's been barely any recognition from the West Coast and their contributions outside of E40 and Too Short,
Cube,
and Cube at West Side Connection here and there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, there's been none of that.
Luke should have a monument somewhere.
The whole Houston,
Miami.
Memphis, Miami with Uncle Luke, what he said, like all of that has been skipped. There's There's a lot that they have missed.
I completely agree with all of that. The fact, though, is that video models were so forward facing. We're responsible for a lot of the conceptualization of how artists are perceived. You know what I mean? Masculinity, virility, having a bunch of women in your videos, the cars, the money, the women. You cannot, kind of reinforce an image of hyper masculinity and virility without having the women around you. You cannot. And from coast to coast, they pulled women out of other countries and stuff. So even though they have ignored regions, we were everywhere. King Magazine was launched, and their intention was always to feature celebrity women on the cover. You want to know what was requested by and large? Video models. We changed the game. I was just in an article for The Cut magazine, which is a huge magazine, and I discussed the fact that video models changed the beauty industry, the standard of beauty, going from Eurocentric, body types.
That's true.
I'm sorry, there's no Kim K and really even J-Lo without us. And people can argue with me all day, and I don't give a shit. This is my stance. This is the hill I die on.
I'm with you.
I agree with that.
And so I think that by and large, there has been a lot of people who have been ignored, and you're absolutely right. But with video models, we were such an integral part of artists' success. And no acknowledgement, even from the artists themselves.
Mel, the producers haven't been acknowledged.
No,
Yeah.
but here's the thing. I'm not talking about whataboutism. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to acknowledge that one group has been ignored and then not saying that any other group is ignored. I'm standing up for the group that I represent.
Oh, no,
That's
no,
just
we were
it.
talking with you.
No,
Yes.
when you say it's intentional,
Yes.
I don't necessarily
It's so many
know if
people
it's
that
like,
were
yo,
ignored that I don't know if it
Yeah,
was necessarily
exactly.
intentional.
The reason why I say intentionally is because I have watched the landscape change from when we were placed on pedestals and held in the highest regard to when that pedestal was kicked out from under us and we became the scapegoats for everything that was wrong with urban music. There was a phase in time in which video models were regarded as like lower than prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? I ended up on a bunch of panels having to defend being a video model because, it was like feminism and hip hop, and are we responsible for the degradation of moral fabric and that sort of thing. And the shit was wild, and it went on for fucking years.
They were saying the video model played a lot of the misogyny and all of that. In
Yeah.
hip-hop.
And like, you're responsible for like basically racial fucking genocide. Like I'm responsible for like, why young girls go wayward and that sort of thing. I'm like, all I did was walk up to a fucking car. Like, Jesus Christ. So that's the only reason why I talk about it, is because and stand so firmly in this, is because I know the role that we've played and how people have tried to undermine it for over 20 years. So that's,
I respect it.
that's just
No, we on
that
your
was my
side with
docket
this one.
entry.
We on your side.
Yeah.
How
Thank
do you think y'all could be celebrated? Flippers do. Y'all just had the show. You fucking.
I mean, that young woman, she took it of her own volition to create an exhibit, basically paying homage to us. I thought that was really incredible.
Amazing.
I thought I thought that was amazing, but that was done privately. No one told her to do that. It wasn't sanctioned by anything, by anybody. That was her and her own hard work and her own acknowledgement that you guys do not get the flowers that you deserve.
So who would you have
I was about
celebrate y'all? Like the print magazines are dead for the most part. So it's not even like they're around.
And
to even
Instagram.
have
I mean,
a-
but everything's
What
digital.
company-
But there's some layups like Playboy, and not to demean the role, but that would be, they're not pornography
They ain't
anymore,
gonna
and they
fuck
still
with-
exist.
Yeah,
as a
but they're
brand.
not-
They fuck
But
with
there's
this, you know?
I know, but there's every other non-hip hop brand is leeching into the 50 years of hip hop in some way, shape, or form. So
Yeah,
why
but-
couldn't Maxim? I don't know which these magazines still exist.
But I could definitely say that video models and photographers, we really have like a synergistic kind of relationship with one another, especially because once you did music videos, you were a principal or a lead girl, and the public fell in love with you. That's when all the magazines came calling, and the photographers wanted to shoot you and stuff like that. There should have been way more exhibits, way more photographic exhibits at fancy art galleries and studios, because this is art. Graffiti artistry could have been featured during that time. It was all very performative, just in terms of like. Huh?
You get what I'm saying? I don't know if they could sell it.
You can always sell hot women.
Here's the thing. How about this? It's right now. It's New York Fashion Week.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been the perfect time to have art exhibits combining fashion over the course of the fashion and hip hop over the course of the last 50 years, and incorporating graffiti artistry, photography, and the video models.
So now you would have to have all of the European.
Well, I mean,
Italian,
we were just talking about how the music labels have been silent, have really not participated in any way, shape, or form.
I agree with that.
You're talking about the fashion
about
houses
Fashion
and Fashion Week,
or even the fashion houses.
I could definitely see some of these fashion, Kith, for example, or Mike Amiri or someone like that doing at least a segment of a show with Melyssa Ford and whoever else.
Some of
walking.
the hip hop brands could have done it, but outside of that, these high-end Italian brands aren't gonna.
But I'm not even talking about the high-end brands. I'm talking about the fact that there was Sean John, there was Rockefeller. This is a part of the history. Mm-hmm. Well, you could have had like June Ambrose, who is June Ambrose. It's like she is like she is recognized as like she's our Patricia Fields. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm seeing like an art gallery, fashion kind of collaboration with her as the curator / MC or whatever the case is, and then you have like some,
This is where you're about to get tricky, right here.
Yep. Keep on.
Then you have performances and whatever the case is, but the artistry or like the artifacts, over the course of images that you've seen, like in music videos and pictorially, editorials and that sort of thing. Like this would have been the perfect time to do it.
I think theoretically,
Michelle, who the fuck is Michelle?